When I go doing work on myself, it changes the relationships that I'm in. So that's the upside and the downside, right? You go do personal work and then relationships can get strained because maybe I'm less accommodating or I'm more clear. I don't just agree to things, or I have more ideas, or all these other inconvenient things that people who feel confident and clear in their life do. Where I would point, and I'm giving you an in general, not necessarily specific to that, because without knowing the whole story, but I've certainly had times in my life where I'm operating on, whatever, concept A being the assumption, and then I find out I was on a totally different planet. It's like, well, the first thing is I have to question for myself, how did I get to that conclusion? Was I mishearing, misrepresenting, misunderstanding? Did I make up my own conclusion about that? Which I think it's always important to assume that you're a minimum of 50% of any miscommunication, unless you're working with someone who has a major personality disorder or is a narcissist or something like that. And then I don't have skills and abilities. I can't help you there. So if that's the situation, that's different than what I'm talking about. You're talking about the typical human miscommunication. Look first, where did I miscommunicate, misunderstand, misremember, etc. And then the second place is, okay, what do I need to do to take ownership for that? And then the third place is figuring out how can we avoid this going forward. And the tough thing that I see in family business from my seat is, unfortunately, in extreme cases, the way to avoid running into this in the future sometimes means that the person who's done their personal work needs to get out. And I'm going very extreme. I'm going to back up away from the extreme here in a moment. But what that sometimes means is that person who's done the work becomes healthy and clear and sees that despite their attempts to change things, it doesn't work. And then the most healthy thing for them is to, and I'm going to back up a little bit. In a family business, there's the family, there's the business, and there's ownership. Sometimes people leave the family, not usually, but they might sell their part of the business, or they might quit their job in the business, because that is the healthiest thing to do when a person becomes healthy. So I